Good afternoon. If you could find some seats, we're going to start pretty quick. Thank you very much. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, class of 2025. My name is Stacy. I'd like to ask everyone in attendance to please rise for the national anthem. Thank you. And before we welcome our graduates, I'd like to welcome Zachary Taylor to the stage as he does the land acknowledgement.
Hello, and good afternoon. My name is Zachary Taylor, and I am here today to acknowledge that we are gathered here on Treaty 8 territory, the ancestral land of the McLeod Lake Indian Band, Moberly Lake First Nations, Saulteaux First Nations, Kelly Lake First Nation, Kelly Lake Cree Nation, the Kelly Lake Métis Settlement Society, as well as the Cree, Sekani, Daneza, Saulteaux, Métis, and all within this Treaty 8 territory, where we are privileged to use and share this land. I am also here to acknowledge the graduating class of 2025, where we are all gathered here today to celebrate them as they continue on in this journey called life. Now, acknowledgement. I've used that a lot, but why do we acknowledge? And what's the point of acknowledgement? Well, a big part of acknowledgement is the education. And as the late Honorable Maurice Sinclair suggested, the path to reconciliation lies in education. And as most of us know, the National Indigenous Peoples Day is tomorrow, and days like this are here to acknowledge and teach us. Whether we're acknowledging what happened, or we're acknowledging that it's up to us as individuals and as a group to take the next steps in reconciliation. This ties back into why we are gathered. We gather here not only to celebrate, but to acknowledge that these students are moving forward. For these students to continue this teaching through acknowledgement, they must endeavor to be the best versions of themselves. Thank you.
Sorry, just a little bit of housekeeping. I know a lot of you are going to the community center tomorrow for the graduation dinner. I'm sure you've noticed that the parking lot is not finished yet, so you have to actually park on the upper level and just make your way down to the curling rink. So I just thought I'd let you know. Unfortunately, it'll be a little bit harder to get there tomorrow. If there is a fire alarm, please exit at the nearest exit and make your way outside and muster, and we will sort that out. All right, now is time to welcome our graduates. So, here we go. There's a lot of them, and I've told them to take their time and to smile so everyone can take pictures, so I'm hoping that they'll listen today. So we'll wait for the music to start, and then we'll call them in. Tristan Bellows. Kada Bertrand. Tanner Caldwell. Dane Campbell. Tyler Curry. Kada Faber. Tucker Finley. Andrea Hernandez. Amber Hewitt. Marshall Hoven. Linnea Gimeno. Will Knowlton. Frankie LaRock. Kale Lungard. Morgan Mandel. Holden Mawini. Brody Moffat. Matthew Morissette. Marcus Robbins. Daniel Sauve. Jack Smith. Trey Stokes. Brooke Strang. Dylan Turner. And last but not least, Blake Yurness. Okay, I'd like to welcome Mr. Deely to the stage, who will be addressing the graduates this year.
I apologize right off the bat. I lost my voice at a poker game last week. I won, but I lost my voice. So, before we start, there's some legal stuff I have to say. First of all, Mrs. Deely knows nothing about what I'm going to say, so if there's anybody from School District 59, she's completely innocent. Second, this is where we're going to make the money right now, just so you know. Third, there's some legal stuff, more legal stuff. Parental advisory. This speech contains brief nudity and suggestive language, and I'm not joking. You have been advised. Another disclaimer, the last disclaimer. I cannot confirm nor deny the feelings expressed in this speech. In other words, once I'm done, I don't want to talk about it. It'll just make me cry. Here we go. Now, for those of you who've never seen one of my speeches, they do take a little bit of time because we talk about each individual student. So buckle up. Hello, my name is Mark Deely, and for the last 20 years, I have been the senior science teacher here at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. In that time, I have given many graduation speeches, and each time I do, I always state, that's the last one, but here I am again. In truth, I really am honored and deeply appreciative of being asked each time. You see, I grew up in the military, and I spent years looking for a home. I wanted safety, and I wanted security, but mostly I wanted to love and be loved in my home. I'm not even done the first page, and I'm already starting. You see, this isn't just about the grads, it's about our town. I love this town. I love our town, our home. I love this little hamlet. I know we suffer from economic issues, wild temperature swings, differing political and religious views, and even the occasional forest fire. And now, I wrote this before the apartment fire, but we've even suffered through that. But I love our town. I love the scenery, I love the wildlife, I love the institutions, and I especially love the people. Before you leave, grads, I want you to appreciate your hometown and to love it the way I do. That is why the theme of today's speech is love. Not romantic love. Not romantic love, or love for your friends, or even parental love. Today's theme is an educator's love. And as such, I have written each of you a love letter. And like Cupid, I am here to deliver those letters. Now, it says in my speech I have to pose for any pictures, so let's do this quick, okay? Now, wow, this is a tight costume. Now, separate but still connected to an educator's love is the love and appreciation for an educator. I've been shown that love by these students asking me to do this speech. And years ago, I delivered a grad speech that compared each grad to one of my beloved superheroes. And while that speech was fun, my eyes are up here, Mrs. Deely. So many inappropriate thoughts at once, I'm telling you. As we say in our house, that's totally not necessary. Now, while that speech was fun, it did not mention the heroes of our town. Heroes like the RCMP members who keep us safe, the doctors and nurses that care for us, the volunteer firefighters like Sarah Hodgkinson and Chief Curry, who save our town and are available to us night and day, 24/7. Or the paramedics who save our lives on an almost daily basis. Of course, our town has other heroes, like our mayor, who never seems to be recognized for the kind and generous man that he is. I have witnessed him loading up his truck to deliver groceries to a citizen who is unable to travel. No fanfare, no self-promotion, just his kindness and personal example. Daryl also continuously donates both his personal time and money to various events and causes in Tumbler Ridge. We have librarians like Mr. Chris, who has helped raise a generation of kids through lap sit and reading programs, and who consistently reminds all of us to invest in our citizens through services. We have the Blundens, who work tirelessly year-round to better our community through events such as the Fall Fair and the Haunted House. We have the Lions Club, of which I am a very proud member. And of course, we have heroes like Frank and Grace Walsh, two of the kindest, most dedicated people you have ever walked the earth. Now, heroes are good, and as I mentioned, our town has a number of them. But in my day-to-day career, I have been privileged to work with and interact with several other heroes. These heroes have also gone unrecognized for far too long, and so I have taken this opportunity to recognize them in your love letters. Please pay close attention as I illustrate the characteristics you, the grads, share with each of these heroes. As for the audience, I am going to ask that the person I name in the letter as one of our heroes, if they're here, I wish that they will stand. I'd also ask that the family of the grad mentioned in the letter stand, and my beautiful, wonderful, handsome assistant here will come and give you a copy of the letter so that your family will have a memento of the night. So let's get started. Marshall. If Marshall's family could stand. Mr. Dealey. Marshall, where's Marshall at? There you are. I love your smile. I love your optimism. And I love your voice. Boy, do I love your voice. Your voice carries. Boy, does it carry. And because of this, everyone knows exactly where in the school you are at any given time, just like Mrs. Walsh. But just like Mrs. Walsh, your voice carries something other than volume. Marshall, your voice carries kindness. In the 8 years I have known you, I have never, not even once, heard you utter an untrue or unkind word about anyone. Yours and Mrs. Walsh's voices stand as two of my favorite sounds to hear ringing through our hallways. They're like bells calling me home. Love, Mr. Dealey. Linnea's family, please. Every time I mention a grad's name, if you could wave at me just so I can find you. Linnea. Where is she? There she is. Oh, Marshall was hiding her. Dear Linnea, when you were younger, I was worried. To be truthful, you started down a rocky path filled with obstacles and treacherous terrain. But in the last year, you have both surprised and impressed me. You have been consistent and dedicated to your own success, and you have attained that success. That is why I want you to look to Mrs. Norbury. Mrs. Norbury might be the most dedicated teacher I have ever met. Years ago, when she first arrived at our school, Mrs. Norbury spent hours working diligently in order to give her students the best lessons she could create. She was here in the morning before I got here, and she was here for hours after I left. And yes, like all of us, she had her trials, her obstacles, and her treacherous terrain. But Mrs. Norbury never gave up. Few students or parents realize the dedication this teacher and you, Linnea, share. Look to Mrs. Norbury. She does not quit. She does not give up. She, like you, is dedicated to success in whatever she attempts, and like you, she has the work ethic to reach that success. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Morgan. Morgan's family? Oh, there we are. Dear Morgan, you are an enigma. One moment you can be kind, gentle, and even mothering to those around you. In the next moment, though, a switch has been flipped and you're ready to throw down and whoop anyone who gets in your way. For these reasons, you most remind me of Mrs. Beatty. Didn't see that one coming, did you? I have worked with Mrs. Beatty for over a decade. She is warm-hearted, humble, and yes, even mothering of not only the students, but sometimes even me. Mrs. Beatty is also always ready to drop the gloves and scrap with anybody that may threaten someone she respects and values. I do not know what I would have done without Mrs. Beatty's support and friendship during my time at TRSS. And I know, Morgan, that there are students here who feel the exact same way about you. Love, Mr. Deely. Dear Jack, don't look scared, Jack. Jack, you are equal parts kind and tough. You are a fighter, and when the need arises, you are a warrior. Just like our former principal, Mr. Bogle, you approach each person with kindness and grace. But also, just like Mr. Bogle, God help the fool that hurts your friends or his students. One of my favorite stories about Mr. Bogle is when in his first month, a student looked at him and told him to F off. I told you there was going to be language. Mr. Bogle calmly told the student to go home. The student objected. You can't suspend me for that. To which Mr. Bogle replied, I'm not suspending you, but you're done for today. You can try again tomorrow. That's love. That's strength. And that's leadership. And Jack, that's what I see in you. Love, Mr. Deely. Dylan. Dear Dylan. Dylan, what can I say? What can I say that will hold your attention long enough so that I can convey how I feel? I could say cars. I could say girls. I could say basketball. But honestly, I think I'll just say this. Dylan, find what you love and focus on it until something else you love comes along. Much like our newest teacher, Mr. Noronha, you exude the ability to marry problem solving with common sense solutions. And when excited, also like Mr. Noronha, you have an unending passion and energy. I can only imagine what it would be like to listen to the two of you talk about mechanics, but I can guarantee you I'd never understand any of it. Love, Mr. Deely. This one's going to be a little bit harder. Dear Amber, no nonsense, tough as nails, and a death glare that tells you better smarten up or I will smarten you up, young man. Make you and Mrs. Jen Kennedy 2 peas in a pod. Both of you would sooner have people believe that you have hearts of stone rather than have them know the truth. Your heart, like Mrs. Kennedy, is not stone. In fact, your hearts are made of jello. Able to take whatever form is needed by your friends, family, or students, but also always on the verge of melting and wrapping someone up in your protection. Mrs. Kennedy is an institution in the schools of Tumbler Ridge, and in many ways, she has been an inspiration to me. And Amber, on your toughest days when maybe you felt alone or overwhelmed, I want you to know I was keeping an eye on you, and I was inspired by your strength. Love, Mr. Deely. Dear Andrea, you've only been with us a short time, and to be truthful, I only know you a little bit. You are quiet and you are shy. These are not qualities that you share with the educator I paired you with. Miss Sieber is not shy. And as for quiet, well, it kind of depends on the day. But there is one thing that both you and Miss Sieber have in vast quantities. You and Miss Sieber are both filled with humility. Both of you are intelligent, articulate, and passionate. But the quality that strikes me the most for you both is your humility. Andrea, you are destined for great things. Keep that humility. But learn to brag a little too, because like Miss Sieber, you've got a lot to brag about. Love, Mr. Deely. Dear Blake, well, be absolutely truthful, I don't know you very well either. To start with, I have trouble telling you and your brother Tyson apart at times. Secondly, the few classes I taught you in, well, let's just say our coordinates in time and space did not always overlap properly. But most importantly, Blake, you're just so darn quiet that it's hard to read you. Now, given these facts, the colleague that you most remind me of is Miss Block. For me, Miss Block is a mystery. We have never worked together directly. We frequently pass each other in the hall, but we don't actually talk. Usually we'll just, exchange the all-important head nod or the eye roll that says, I can't believe this is going on, or that kid did that again, or that principal, have you seen? No. And outside of teaching her incredible daughter, I know nothing about her personally. Nothing except that she is loved and respected by the students she has contact with. So yes, Blake, you and Miss Block both have good reputations in our school community. Both are exceptionally quiet, and both are mysteries. But I suspect that both of you are mysteries worth solving and getting to know. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Tucker, what can I say, Tucker? It's been quite a ride. I have tested you, and you have tested me. But through it all, I want you to know I've never doubted your heart or your abilities. I believe in you. I also believe in the teacher you most remind me of. She is gone now. She departed our school a few years ago, but she'll never truly be gone from our hearts. No, she's not dead. Matter of fact, she's sitting up there. But due to her evil husband, Mrs. Torrey had to relocate to Dawson Creek, taking her love of teaching her students and her books to those lucky students and teachers who get to work with her now. Tucker, you and Mrs. Torrey, who is actually one of my teaching heroes, share one key trait: enthusiasm. Whether it is Mrs. Torrey talking about her new books to read, or you talking about your new video game, candy, or future plans, you and Mrs. Torrey both exude, emit, and secrete enthusiasm through your smiles, your actions, but most of all, through your oh-so-expressive eyes. Both of you light up a room when you walk into it, and I am grateful for the light both of you have brought to my life. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Trey, how are we doing with the letters? I kind of ignored you now, sorry. Dear Trey, you, my friend, invoke shades of one of the greatest educators this town has ever known, Mrs. Julie Tobin. Mrs. Tobin is a caregiver. Just like you, Mrs. Tobin is not an enabler, nor is she a soft touch. But when push comes to shove, both you and she care for those around you. Mrs. Tobin has literally introduced entire generations to school here in Tumbler Ridge. She has zipped up more coats, tied more shoes, and wiped more noses than anyone can calculate. But like you, Trey, Mrs. Tobin approaches all of these tasks, all of those people, in a default condition of respect. Trey, from the moment I met you, you have always exemplified respect, both the kind that is expected and the kind that is freely given. You carry yourself with dignity, Trey, and it makes others want to do the same. Love, Mr. Dealey. I don't mean to slow us down or anything like that, but believe it or not, this is the first time I wore a skirt, and they're cold. Like, they're really drafty. I had no idea. You should have told me. Honestly, I'm just saying. All right, now this one is what we call back east, back in New Brunswick, a twofer, which means you get 2 for 1. Dear Kale, Mr. T came to us shiny and new this year. He is young, energetic, and lighthearted. All the things I hate. Most of all, though, Mr. T is innocent. I don't mean innocent as in naive. What I mean is that he is capable of weathering a storm of criticism, unkind words, and even brutality without it affecting his humanity. Kale, I have watched you grow over these last 6 years into a young man anyone would be proud to call a friend, a student, or a son. You have been bullied, you have been hurt, but you never let it affect your output on people as a whole. I don't know if you remember this, but once when we were talking, you said something that stuck with me, and it will probably always stick with me. Someone had said something disparaging to you, and when I asked you about it, to make sure you were okay, you just looked at me and said, "It's okay, Mr. Deely. It's okay, It's okay, Mr. Deely. I know what I've worked for, and I know what I'm worth." That pretty much sums you and Mr. T up. The last thing you share with Mr. T is something you may not recognize. You both have a deep appreciation for your mothers. Ko, you cannot know you without recognizing the respect and love you have for your mother, Sheena. It is everything. It is in everything you say and everything you do. I urge you to keep a hold of that. Love, Mr. Deely. Now, Kales has a PS. It says, "PS, and as for Mr. T, well, the mother he most appreciates, especially right now, is his wonderful partner, Miss Hardy." And the mention of Miss Hardy as Mr. T's partner brings us to Kale's own partner, Holden. Dear Holden, now remember, Holden, we had a conversation just the other day, but I had written this like 2 weeks ago. Dear Holden, like Miss Hardy, Holden is intelligent and analytical. Due to these two traits, I have found that both of you and Miss Hardy are fantastically adept at overthinking. Give you any social situation and you, Holden, will think it right into the ground. Miss Hardy has turned this trait into a career as our school's counselor. But central to both of your personalities is the fact that in your core of your beings, both you and Miss Hardy are peacemakers. You both have an innate need to make sure everyone in your sphere of influence are okay. And when they are not, you both have an absolute need to make it better. And that in itself is not only okay, but it is desperately needed in our world today. Love, Mr. Deely. Dear Marcus, you are reserved, you are sometimes remote, you have a good heart. These are not the qualities you share with Miss Katie Blunden. Miss Blunden is not reserved. Miss Blunden is not remote. Miss Blunden does not have a good heart. Point in fact, Miss Blunden has a magnificent heart. Just to give you an example, when she found out my voice was going today, she went and made me tea and honey and brought it up to my classroom. But what you do share with Miss Blunden is courage. It is not my place to list the events or circumstances that you and Miss Blunden have met in life, that you have both battled, that you have triumphed over. But I want you to know this, Marcus. We see you. The educators in this school know that you have demonstrated courage every day you came to us. And just like Miss Blunden, you did not give up. Even when that would have been the easiest route, even when it felt like nobody understood you, you had and still have the courage to keep going. Miss Blunden is one of the most forceful and unstoppable people I have ever taught or worked with. And as a result, Miss Blunden is also one of the most courageous and staunchest supporters of our students. I simply love Miss Blunden. And Marcus, you need to hear me when I say this. I love you too. I am proud of you and I love you. Love, Mr. Deely. This is why they ask me to do speeches, because I cry. Dear Will, Will, you may be surprised to learn that pairing you with an educator took me a little while. I mean, who in the school best represents your personality, your style, your certain je ne sais quoi? Yes, it took me a while, but once I figured it out, it seemed obvious. Both of you are powerful in your own way, filled with charm and riz. That's charisma for my generation. Both of you command attention from your peers when necessary, but most importantly, and central to both of your personalities, neither of you take life too seriously. Mr. Fox has only been with us for a year, but his jovial, carefree attitude has made an impact in our school, especially among the younger students. Both Mr. Fox and you, Will, have the ability to take life as it comes, to recognize life as a journey filled with adventures, meant to be lived to its fullest. I hope you know how lucky you both are and how lucky we have been to be a part of your journey. Bon voyage. Love, Mr. Deely. Dear Brooke, you are kind and elegant, strong and compassionate. You are all the things a future nurse needs to be. All the things I'd want in a nurse if one of my sons or Mrs. Deely were in their care. All the things I see in Mrs. Pilgrim. I have worked with Mrs. Pilgrim for years now. Mrs. Pilgrim is an intense advocate for our students, but, like in a classy way. She is not an enabler, and she holds our students accountable, but she does it with the loving aspect of a mother. These are the qualities I see in you, Brooke. Where's Brooke? In the future, you will be a nurse, and I wrote will in bold so you know it's true. You will have good and bad days as a nurse, but when you are frustrated with the politics of your hospital or the feeling of being dragged down by the behavior of that one patient, I want you to remember Mrs. Pilgrim as your ultimate role model, a strong and fierce advocate for the underdog, someone who always remembers that students and patients should never be judged by their worst day or when they are in the most pain. If you do that, I know you'll be as magnificent a nurse as Mrs. Pilgrim is an educator. Love, Mr. Deely. Dear Daniel, I think it is safe to say that out of all the grads and out of all the educators, you are most like Miss Osborne. Not because you're pretty like Miss Osborne. You're good looking, but, not pretty. And not because you are akin to her in terms of personality. No, I think you are most like Miss Osborne because you have passions and interests outside the school. Miss Osborne has a love of hunting, camping, and quadding. Having grown up in Tumbler Ridge, Miss Osborne is into anything outdoors. She is knowledgeable, tough, and passionate, all things she shared with her students when she taught here. Your passion, Daniel, also lies outside the school. Way, way outside the school. You love fishing. You think fish and you breathe fish. In fact, in 11 years, you are the only student who's actually caught a fish in the fish farm with a fishing pole. I just turned around one day and he was there with a fly rod. I kid you not. Follow your passions, Daniel. It is the only way to find true happiness. And that is all your teachers and our staff has ever wanted for you. Love, Mr. Deely. Dear Tanner, you, my friend, are quiet. You are quiet about your thoughts, your aspirations, and even your interests. In fact, the best way I can think to describe you is long, quiet, serene periods with occasional bursts of enthusiasm that would cause a street riot under the right circumstances. That is why I have paired you with the quietest teacher we have, Mr. Bertrand. Everyone knows Mr. Bertrand is calm. Right, Kato? Calm. But if you mention a certain Alberta hockey team, the lid comes off and away we go. It's the Flames, right? Tanner, his reaction is similar to yours whenever you talk about motorbikes. You seem to truly come alive at those times. Your eyes light up and your face glows with excitement. I truly love those energetic bursts of excitement from both you and Mr. Bertrand. I just don't understand anything either of you are saying. Love, Mr. Deely. Dear Tristan, this year you were the office/personnel manager in the fish farm. You led the team with determination and understanding, and for this reason, you brought images of Mrs. Cameron to my mind. Both of you managed not only an office, but the chaos-causing monkeys that invaded those offices every few minutes. Your chaos monkeys were the fish farm students, whilst Mrs. Cameron's monkeys were the adult staff of TRSS. Both Mrs. Cameron and you seem to follow the same edicts when it comes to office management. Number 1, be kind. Number 2, get the job done. Number 3, no pussyfooting around. And number 4, let that Deely person think they're in charge. In other words, and I'm paraphrasing here, You want it done right, get out of my way and let me get it done. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Kata, Kata, central to your core are your beliefs. And like Mrs. Lively, those beliefs inform your decisions on a daily basis. Now, as you know, I'm not a religious person, but I have always admired Mrs. Lively's commitment to her beliefs. They have helped her find safe passage through rough waters, and I admire her devotion. I have had the absolute honor of teaching both of her wonderful daughters, whose own strong moral compasses have helped them achieve both their personal and professional goals. These guiding principles, many of which you share with Mrs. Lively, will help sustain you as life throws problems and challenges your way. Hold on to those beliefs, Kata. Use them as a light to direct your path, your choices, but especially your overall outlook on life. Mrs. Lively always has, and she's pretty awesome. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Matthew, that's Matthew with one T and not two. Matthew, you were a good kid. Funny and easygoing, you've grown into a good man. You are honest and honorable, trustworthy and humble. But for me, one of your defining traits are the strong ties you share with your family. Ups and downs, it doesn't matter. They all seem to bind you and your family together. This fact makes me think of our past receptionist, Mrs. Skillen. Excuse me. Family for Mrs. Skillen is everything. And the great thing about her is that she considers all of our students and our staff her family. So Matthew, be like Mrs. Skillen. Always remember that as long as you have your hive, the rest of the insects can just buzz off. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Dane, Dane. We don't really know each other that well. I mean, we haven't had that many classes together, and to be truthful, one of us was always or often absent for that class. Wasn't me. However, even when we were both in the same room, you wouldn't really know it because you're so calm. But even with our infrequent interactions, I recognize that when you do speak, it is always complex, meaningful, and oftentimes many-layered. This is why I want to recognize that you display elements of our past mechanics teacher / basketball coach, Mr. Noxana. He is like a wise old sage sitting on a mountaintop dispensing philosophy. Quiet, complex, and filled with a deep well of knowledge, Mr. Noxana says a lot with only a few words. And for me, that's the epitome of Dane Campbell. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Tyler, I have known you since you were little, like smaller than me even. Once you found out that I was the high school science teacher, you would search me out at local soccer practices and local events to ask me about anything you ever wondered about. You asked me about science, the world, the universe, and anything else that piqued your curiosity. I loved those conversations because you were talkative, respectful, humble, and always open. These 4 traits are also found in Dr. Edwards, the principal of the Tumbler Ridge Elementary School. Is she respectful? Yes. Is she humble? Always. Is she open? Of course. Talkative? Do I have to even say it? But you and Dr. Edwards approach people, all people, as if they are safe, caring, and someone that you can learn from. And I believe in this tired, callous world, everyone would be better off if more people shared these traits with you and Dr. Edwards. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Brody, you possess a quiet, gentle strength shared with another former student of mine, someone that I consider to be like a daughter. She is beautiful, powerful, and smart. Both you and this student have had your share of obstacles. You have both had trials and tribulations, but you have also met these challenges with a quiet and fixed resolve that is all too rare among people today. Now, the other quality you share with Miss Rachel Leonard is absolute and unwavering loyalty. Anyone would be lucky to have either of you as a friend or confidant, and I count myself lucky to have known both of you. Love, Mr. Dealey. This is going to be a hard one to get through. Dear Frankie, you and I first became aware of each other through your oldest sibling and, of course, your indomitable grandmother, Linda. Since that time, I have come to know you as being highly intelligent, loving, protective, trustworthy, and funny. But I'm afraid that many people do not see these qualities in you. Whether it is due to your natural shyness or just the fact that you do not allow many people in, they may not see everything that I do. Frankie, I want you to know that I not only see these qualities in you, but I know other people are missing out when they don't see them in you. For that reason, I want you to know that you are reminiscent of Mrs. Zatraniski, who Mrs. Zatraniski, who, no matter what happens, never seems to receive the recognition she deserves. Mrs. Z, like you, Frankie, has a huge heart, is highly intelligent, loving, and funny, but most of all, as many students would tell you, she is 100% trustworthy. I do not exaggerate when I tell you that Mrs. Z has saved more lives in this town than the parents, teachers, staff, and students will ever know. Sorry, that was too close to the mic. She has saved more lives than most people will know, my own included. Frankie, while you may be leaving the school, I want you to know you have earned both my respect and my trust, just like Mrs. Z. Love, Mr. Dealey. Dear Kada, you and I, well, to say it in straight out terms, Kada, I respect you, I admire you, and I am proud of you. If I had a daughter, I'd want her to be an awful lot like you. You are kind and strong. You can be fierce in one breath and gentle in the next. But most of all, you are understanding of other people's perspectives and their flaws. You are, in fact, a Wonder Woman, a champion, and an excellent example for what a young person should strive to be. And that is why you remind me of my own personal, who is fierce, strong, and kind, but most of all, she's understanding, which is good because she's married to me. And most people would say that takes a lot of understanding. Kada, you and Mrs. Dealey are cut from the same cloth. And that cloth encircles my heart with hope for the future, both my future and the world's future. Love, Mr. Dealey. So yeah, that's it. I love this town. I love the scenery, and I love the people. I got everybody, right? Okay. I love the scenery and I love the people, but mostly I love my students. Students who I have watched grow from little kids to young adults. Students who met their challenges with hope and optimism. And students who I am proud to say were once and always will be my kids. If you think I was grumpy at times, good. I probably was, and I'm too human to hide my emotions. Look at me. If you think I was tough on you, good. That means I knew you could achieve your goal and wanted you to strive for it without me lowering the bar. And if you think I thought about you, worried about you, and loved you, good. You got the message. You are worth thinking about. You are worth worrying about. But most of all, you are worth being loved. Grads, love where you came from. Love who you came from. For good or for bad, Tumbler is your home. And no matter where you end up, no matter what you face, you can always, at least in your memories, come home to Tumbler. Love, Mr. Dealey.
Thank you, Mr. Deely. So we're going to change things up now. We're going to move on to our student speaker, our valedictorian. I am very, very proud to invite Kata Bertrand to the stage to address our graduates.
I stashed this for later because I thought I would need it, and I was right. I apologize if I do get a bit emotional during this speech. I would first like to welcome all of the family, friends, and other guests to the 2025 Tumbler Ridge Secondary School graduation. We deeply appreciate your presence on this day. I am so incredibly honored to have the opportunity to speak on behalf of my graduating class. Finding the words to sum up the high school experience in 5 minutes is no doubt a challenge, but I'll give it my best shot. To my fellow graduates, well, here we are on this big stage, wearing strange gowns and standing in front of an intimidatingly sized audience. We knew this day would come, but I'm sure most of you are shocked it's truly here. We began high school as wide-eyed little grade 7s with not a clue in the world. Even though most of us are now growing into the people we aspire to be, some of us still have no clue. Through the many lock combinations and class schedules we had to memorize over the years, we still managed to make it to the finish line. We have now become the big kids, looking down at these little grade 7s saying, oh my gosh, we were never like that. To sum up the high school experience into a single metaphor would be similar to assembling IKEA furniture without the instruction manual. We went into this process knowing what the end goal was, but having no idea how to get there. There were moments we thought we had a couple extra pieces left over, or were worried the whole thing might collapse. But here we are, standing before you with only a couple screws loose. As much as I could go on about the good old days of high school, I would also like to take a moment to recognize the people who got us here. This is just as much their day as it is ours. To our teachers and faculty of Tumbler Ridge, you have been with us through every step of this journey and have provided a strong foundation for our learning. You are the ones who we have looked up to these past 5 years as not only educators, but also mentors, guiding us with immense patience and preparing us for what's to come. You dealt with endless, anxiety-filled, will this be on the test, questions, and answered our every worry. This unwavering faith and guidance have pushed us to become not only excellent students, but members of society, lighting a fire under us just when we needed it. You saw potential in us even when we doubt ourselves, and for that, we are eternally grateful, even if we're too stubborn to admit it. To our parents and families, we thank you for the love and support you've provided us during the many ups and downs of being a high school student. You have been the backbone of this journey, consistently cheering on our victories and comforting us in our defeats. No matter how many times we lost sight of the path, you picked us back up and walked us through it. Your sacrifices have not gone unnoticed. Looking at all the graduates behind me, the parents and family in this crowd should take pride in the accomplished young adults standing before you. You did good. And lastly, to our fellow graduates, we finally did it. We have been with each other through all the laughter and tears, learning not only from our textbooks, but also from each other. It has been truly rewarding to have grown up with all of you and witnessed us become the people we are today. As we move forward, let us not forget the countless memories made in this school and carry these moments with us, for they are the true essence of high school. Moving on to this new chapter of our lives, whether it's going to university, taking a gap year, or jumping straight into the workforce, don't lose sight of who you've grown to be. High school is a transformative experience where you get to understand yourself better than you ever have before, and no matter how difficult life may get in the future, stay true to yourself. I have no doubt all of you have the perseverance to keep going. Your life is meant to be lived. Don't let a little bump in the road break you down. And remember, if we can survive a 2 a.m. last-minute study session, we can survive anything. As I leave you with one parting piece of wisdom, enjoy this day to the fullest. As sad as an ending can be, it also means the start of a new beginning. And in this case, you're starting your journey into adulthood. As scary as that can be, don't forget to enjoy the little things and have fun along the way. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop to look around once in a while, you could miss it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kata. I would like to invite Mrs. Prue from School District 59 to come and address the graduates.
Okay, so first things, Mrs. Deely warned me that she had no idea what Mr. Deely's speech was going to be when I walked in the building today, and I don't think I was expecting tearaways or a bow and arrow. So, I mean, good surprises for all of us. I want to just jump off of what he said and how he started with that feeling of home, because I feel like it's a real privilege to be here today, to talk to these graduates, and to be home in Tumbler Ridge, because even when you move away, it's always your place, right? This community. It's such a pleasure to see all these faces, to see many of these kids who I've known since they were little as well. So, good afternoon, everyone, graduates, families, staff, and the TRSS community. Today, we come together to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of the TRSS class of 2025, and they really look fantastic. On behalf of School District 59, I want to say how proud we are of each of you. You faced challenges, embraced growth, and built a strong foundation for what comes next. Your journey has not been one you've walked alone. Along the way, you've been supported by a dedicated team of teachers, support staff, and mentors who believed in you, guided you, and cheered you on. The strengths of the Tumbler Ridge community have also been with you every step of the way, lifting you up, creating opportunities, and reminding you that you belong to something bigger than yourself. As you move forward, remember that success isn't just about where you're going, it's about who you become along the way. Carry with you the lessons you've learned here, the friendships you've built, and the deep roots of this supportive community. Congratulations, and we can't wait to see the amazing things you'll do next.
I'd like to welcome Roxanne Julik, our school trustee, to the stage.
Hi, everybody. I'm always really excited to come to the graduation and see all the families and teachers and, of course, the grads, because you guys are the most important. And there's been a lot of talk about how Tumbler Ridge is a small town. And I know when my kids went away, they went with the thought of they were just small town. What's exciting about being from a small town, because you're not small town, you just come from a small town. And coming from a small town, in my opinion, makes you stronger, because you're in a bit of a fishbowl. Everybody knows your business and all of that good stuff. You can't walk down the street without somebody knowing you, maybe worried that they might go tell your parents because they saw you doing something maybe you weren't supposed to, and things like that there. So you're not small town, you just come from a small town. And as everybody else has said here today, I think that's something that is unique and makes you guys all stronger. Brene Brown says, comparison is the thief of joy. And so if there was one thing that I could say to all of you is never compare yourself. You're all unique. You have your own unique choices in front of you, and you're special just as you are. So congratulations to your graduation today. I hope you guys have a great party tomorrow night at your celebrations. And congratulations again from the Board of Education of Peace River South.
Okay, so we're moving on to our scholarship and bursary portion of the evening. There's a lot of money that's going to be given away today to well-deserving students. So I'm going to be calling people up. We have some presenters in the audience, so I'll be calling you up. It is not in the same order as what's on the program. The first person I did spy here in the audience, I'm going to ask Bryce Kirby to come up to the stage.
Yeah, thank you. I get to go first. Lovely. Hello, everyone. I'm Bryce. I run the steakhouse in town. Yeah, thanks. I've been here since '96. Just 15 short years ago, I was sitting right where these lovely people are sitting. This is my 4th year being able to give back to the TRSS grads. The young lady I'm awarding this bursary to, she's worked alongside me since grade 9. So it's been 4 years. I've watched her mature and grow, and I'm very proud of her. So Morgan. You're welcome. I do want to mention too, Kata. She's worked for me for a short while. She's so kind, and I just love seeing her face every time I go to work. And lastly, I also want to say thank you from the Grad Committee for choosing 242 Brew to cater your event tomorrow night. It really means a lot to me. There's a lot of options in town, so I'm just very grateful. And so I hope everything goes lovely tomorrow night, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Next, we're going to welcome Janet Barker for the Hospital Employees Union.
Oh, there's too many people. I'm not giving no big speech. On behalf of the Hospital Employees Union, I'd like to congratulate Brooke Strang.
Remember, everyone, parents like pictures. Make sure you let them take pictures. Could I please have Miss Erica Sieber up to the stage?
Before I present, I'd just like to thank everyone who's gathered here today to celebrate these young adults. To the graduating class, thank you for letting the staff here at TRSS be a part of your journey to this stage. We really appreciate being able to be there with you along the way. You've all earned your place here today, and it's an honor to know all of you. I know I'm not alone in saying that I am very proud of who you've become. I know you'll all walk with integrity. On behalf of the School District 59 Indigenous Education Advisory Council, I have the privilege of awarding 2 bursaries today. The first is the Courage to Endure Award. It is given to recognize that the journey to graduation is not always an easy one. However, with perseverance, personal determination, roadblocks can be overcome. This year's recipient has shown great grit and determination. Dane Campbell, go Dane, go!
Where are they? They're all here?
I had to say that one more time. Yeah. Congratulations, you. I'm so proud of you. The second award is the Morris Kochansky Award. This award is given to a student who is dedicated to the conservation, protection, and promotion of natural resources. The recipient, inspired by Indigenous land guardians, plans to pursue an education in the field of biology. I'm proud to call Jack Smith forward to receive this award. And this award has never gone out to a student in Tumbler Ridge, so I'm so proud he's the first one.
Murray Smith, could you please come to the stage?
All right. This award is the Joy Moy Music Award. Joy graduated from here almost 30 years ago. He graduated in 1996, but he still remembers his roots. After graduating from here, he completed an audio engineering program at the Art Institute of Vancouver. There he met and began producing for the band called Nickelback, if you heard of them, which has sold over 50 million albums worldwide. Joey now lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and has received numerous awards both in Canada and the States for his musical productions. In 2023, Joey made history by becoming the producer to spend more time at #1 on the Billboard's Hot 100 Producers chart than any other producer. Joey recognizes his roots, where he got his start. He wants to do what he can to help other TRSS graduates begin their successful careers with 2 $5,000 scholarships. First one is from Kata Bertrand. And the other one is Blake Ernest.
Could Kathy Light please come to the stage?
On behalf of the members of the Tumbler Ridge Royal Canadian Legion, we are pleased to present Amber Hewitt with this scholarship, and congratulations on your many accomplishments and her future in law enforcement.
Jason Bradley, you're next.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I just want to say congratulations to the grad class of 2025. It was about 27 years ago, longer for some of us, since I was up here. Dane, I was up here with your dad. Where did the time go? So I'm with the Tumbler Ridge Old Timers. So we give out $500 bursaries. This year we have 3 that we're going to give out. I'd like to make a little bit of an announcement. We have 1 that we're going to give out this year. She is a former Tumbler Ridge secondary student, Miss McKenna Lloyd Howe. And I have 2 others that I'd like to give out. One of them to Mr. Trey Stokes. No problem, bud. And the next recipient, Mr. Brody Moffitt. Okay, thank you. Be safe tonight.
Could I please have the mayor to the stage?
She just admitted she was scared to pronounce my last name. Well, I should have brought a flashlight. I didn't. Good afternoon, teachers, staff, proud families, special guests, and most importantly, the graduates of the class of 2025. Today isn't just the end of your time in school. It's a celebration of your effort, resilience, and growth. Each of you have overcome challenges, stayed committed, and pushed towards your goals. Reaching this moment took determination, and that's something truly worth recognizing. Graduation is a turning point, and it's time when you have learned in the past meets all the opportunities ahead. Whether you're planning to continue your studies, start working, begin a business, or pursue creative endeavors, thank you. Can we already see it with the light? Thank you. The world faces big challenges right here in our own town and far beyond. However, I believe in your generation possesses the creativity, drive, and strong sense of justice necessary to face them head on. Along with the rest of Town Council and the district staff, we look forward to seeing how you'll help shape the future with compassion, courage, and clear vision for positive change. To the class of 2025, be proud of what you've achieved. Keep lessons you've learned with you. And wherever life takes you, remember, you always have a home here. And we'll always be proud to support you. Today, the District of Tumbler Ridge is proud to recognize 5 recipients of the 2025 District of Tumbler Ridge scholarships. Each student will receive $1,000 to support their academic journey. First one is Blake Ernest. Second one is Holden McWhinney. Third one is Kata Bertrand. Fourth one is Amber Hewitt. Our last one is Andrea Hernandez.
Could I please have Crystal Osborne to the stage?
Hello, everyone. I'm with La Prairie Crane, and we've been established in Tumbler Ridge since 1982. So I have 2 checks here to present for the trade scholarship. Each one is for $500. And before I present them, I would just like to offer some words of encouragement, just to let you know about the roots of our company. So Scott La Prairie originally started here in 1982 with 1 small crane, a travel trailer that he lived out of, and he stayed in at flatbed before it was actually a campground. From him starting by himself down at the campground, he created several companies under La Prairie Group of Companies, which now spans from BC to Ontario and into the US with investments in projects in a couple other locations in the world. So I just want to let you know that you can accomplish big things starting off by yourself, and you can do it from a small community, just like he has. So, in memory of Scott La Prairie, I would like to present the first check from La Prairie Crane to Trey Stokes. The second check is from Northland Fleet Services, and it is for Brody Moffat.
Kevin Pittman, could you please come to the stage?
All right. Afternoon, everybody. My name is Kevin Pittman. I'm lieutenant with the Tumbler Ridge Fire Department and president of the Firefighters Association. I'd like to start off by congratulating the class of 2025. I'm pleased to be with you today to present this year's recipient with the Matthew Trite Bursary on behalf of the Firefighters Association. Mr. Trite was one of my teachers when I attended this school and the person who convinced me to join the fire department. He's a great mentor to me, so it's a great honor to be here today to present this bursary. Matthew Trite started with the Tumbler Ridge Fire Department in 1993 as a volunteer. He progressed through the ranks from firefighter to deputy fire chief. In 2008, he became the fire chief full-time until 2016, when after an impressive 23 years of service, he took a job outside of Tumbler Ridge. In recognition of his contributions and service to both the Tumbler Ridge Fire Department and the Tumbler Ridge Firefighters Association, the association created a bursary of $500 in his name. The Matthew Trite Bursary is awarded annually to a graduating student who is pursuing post-secondary education in any emergency service or teaching field. This year's recipient of the Matthew Trite Bursary will be attending MacEwan University in the Police Studies Diploma Program. On behalf of the Tumbler Ridge Firefighters Association, I'm pleased to present this year's bursary to Amber Hewitt. So on behalf of all the members of the Tumbler Ridge Fire Department and the Tumbler Ridge Firefighters Association, I'd like to again congratulate all the graduating class of Tumbler Ridge 2025. We wish you the best today and in your future endeavors. Enjoy your celebrations, take care of each other, and be safe. Thank you.
Could I please have Holly Brown with the Dawson Creek Co-op to the stage?
So investing back into our communities where we all live is one of the fundamental values of cooperatives. And so it's something that we're really proud to do is give back to those communities and give back to the young people who are living and growing up in these communities. So on behalf of the Dawson Co-op, congratulations to the grads of 2025. So today I'm presenting 3 $1,000 scholarships, and our recipients are Dane Campbell, Trey Stokes, and Kale Lundgaard.
Could I please welcome back Mrs. Prue? She's going to present some awards on behalf of the school district.
Shaky. Okay, I am going to start by giving out 2 bursaries, and these are bursaries that are selected from applicants throughout the district, so all 3 communities, Dawson Creek, Tumbler Ridge, and Chetwynd, and there's only 1 of each given out, so I have 2 to give out today. So just, I guess, just to show us how exceptional this group of individuals are, that 2 recipients were chosen from Tumbler Ridge. So the first is the Applied Learning Bursary, and it's for $1,000. And it goes to a student who's pursuing post-secondary training in the area of technical or trades education. And this year's recipient is heading into power engineering at Northern Lights College, and his hard work, dedication, and focus have prepared him well for this exciting next step. So on behalf of School District 59, we are proud to present this to Trey Stokes. This next one is the Technology Bursary, and it's also for $1,000, and it goes to someone who is pursuing a related field or in technology itself. So this year's recipient is going to the University of Alberta to begin an exciting journey in engineering, and his future plans include specializing in sustainable engineering practices, a field that is innovative and essential for creating a better future for all of us. So I would like to present this one to Holden Mawiney. I also have 3 district authority scholarships to give out. These scholarships come from the Ministry of Education and Childcare and recognize student excellence in areas beyond traditional academics, so fields like fine arts, applied skills, physical activity, community service, and trades. And I have 3 to give out today, and they're for $1,250 each. And the students that we're awarding them to have demonstrated remarkable commitment and creativity and leadership in their chosen areas, and we're incredibly proud of their accomplishments. These awards aren't just about recognizing skills, they also honor hard work, perseverance, and growth that each student has shown along their journey. So I'll do one at a time, and the first one goes to Kata Bertrand. I could have arranged this better. The next one goes to Holden Mawiney. And the third one goes to Trey Stokes.
Could I please have Sarah McLeod to the stage for the Tumbler Ridge Teachers Association?
Hello. Being a teacher is hard. Yes, I know you're probably thinking, but you get the whole summers off and every stat holiday along with spring break and Christmas. But it is. You are always a teacher first, 24/7, 365 days a year, and there are an unwritten set of rules of do's and don'ts that we must follow. You can't say that. You can't wear that. You can't post that. So being a child of a teacher is just as difficult because you must adhere to the same list of unwritten rules as your parent. Growing up, my mother was a teacher, and let's just say that I lived a very quiet existence as a teenager. Along with the fact that my grandmother was also a teacher, and her set of unwritten rules was even longer than my mom's, since she was definitely from the old school. This year's recipient of the Tumbler Ridge Teachers Association $1,000 scholarship is a student who has managed to navigate the minefield of teachers' do's and don'ts with grace and poise. Making it look easy, it's not, and gotten herself accepted into the Bachelor of Arts program at the University of Alberta for the fall term. On behalf of the TRTA, I applaud you, Kata, on your success, and one day maybe, who knows, you may be venturing towards a career in education, following the footsteps of your mother. But while you're away at university, please have fun, live a little, and remember that privacy controls on social media are your friend. We wish you happiness and great adventures as you strive towards your goal. Please join me in congratulating Kata Bertrand. Congratulations.
Could I please have Luana from the Lions to come up to the stage?
No speech. Just congratulations to the class of 2025. And on behalf of the Lions Club at Tumbler Ridge, we have 3 bursaries for $1,000 each. The first one I would like to present to is Amber Hewitt. The second one I'd like to present is to Holden Mahwini. And last, to Kale Lungard. Congratulations. You're very welcome.
Next is Matt Rhymes with Kanuma.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matt Rhymes. I'm the Vice President of Maintenance with Kanuma Resources. It's a privilege and an honor to be here today to recognize and celebrate the hard work, determination, and a promise of Tumbler Ridge's graduating class of 2025. As a representative of Kanuma Resources, I'm honored to present the Kanuma Resources scholarships that reflect our deep commitment to supporting local talent and investing in the future of our communities. I've had the pleasure of watching all 3 of this year's recipients grow through baseball, soccer. Many of them have been around my own house with my own son. It's been a pleasure to watch these young men grow up. The Kanuma Mining Scholarship is awarded to students pursuing studies related to mining, a field that plays a vital role in our local economy. The scholarship not only recognizes the academic achievement, but also supports the students in helping shape the future of responsible resource development. Congratulations, and thank you for choosing a path that keeps our industry innovative, sustainable, and strong. The first recipient for this year will be Brody Moffett. Congratulations. Next recipient will be Dane Campbell. And the last recipient will be Holden Mawini. Good to see you. How you been? Good. Perfect. Congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you.
Mr. Noxana, you're next.
Thank you, Ms. Daly. I'd just like to say congratulations to everyone here. All your hard work and determination definitely shows today, and your families are very, very proud. And just the 1 year I had with you guys, I am so proud to see every single one of you graduate, and it's an honor to be here with you today. But today I am here to award the scholarship for the Wolverine Nordic Mountain Society, and we would like to proudly acknowledge this person for their unwavering commitment and love for Tumbler Ridge and their generous volunteer efforts. With this great appreciation and respect that we award this year's WNMS scholarship to Mr. Holden Mawini.
Mark Campbell, could you please come to the stage? He's with the Johnny Malcolm Foundation.
Welcome, everyone. Congratulations to all you guys up front here. My kids had spent a bit of time up here as well, years back. So my congratulations, each and every one of you. I'm here for the Johnny Malcolm Foundation, which was established in 2019. A group of friends that got together in honor of my brother. John O'Hanley, some of you may know him. He passed away in 2016. This is a local nonprofit organization that focuses on providing financial aid for organized sports for youth in the area, right? So, thanks to the generosity of the citizens of Tumbler Ridge, we continue to have successful fundraising events and are able to maintain an annual bursary program. Hopefully most of you are becoming more familiar with our initiatives and will continue to grow. We got work with a number of the grad classes as they helped out with the scorekeeping, stuff like that we've looked after over the years here with Tumbler Ridge, with the old timers hockey and stuff like that, right? So, when we receive the applications for the fundraising, we decide as a board of directors based on financial necessity for the teams and individuals. The bursaries, however, are far more personal and are chosen by my sister Claire, who looks after all of that, which I'm glad she does because I don't want nothing to do with it really. And yeah, and my brother John's sister, obviously, right? So the foundation, she's our family liaison that looks after and helps out with all the decisions here. So every year it's difficult to choose the recipients of the graduates who have worked hard to get to this milestone. You know, it takes a lot of work to get up here and get to where you guys are today. And on behalf of the Johnny Malcolm Foundation, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for the best and on your future endeavors. So congratulations to you guys. Please join me in congratulating this year's successful candidates. We have Dane Campbell. I am not related to Dennis. And Blake Ernest. Thank you, everybody.
Laura Faber, could you please come to the stage?
It's an honor to stand before you as we celebrate the achievements of this year's 2025 graduating class. This achievement is not only for the graduates, but for the family, friends, and peers who have helped you throughout the years. Today, I have the privilege of presenting the Lakeview Credit Union bursary on behalf of the board, management, staff, and all our members. Excuse me. This bursary is more than just financial support. It is a symbol of belief, a belief in potential, in dreams despite challenges, and in a bright future bright with promise as you work towards your nursing degree. On behalf of Lakeview Credit Union, we are proud to present to Andrea Hernandez the 2025 Lakeview Credit Union bursary for the amount of $1,000. Congratulations.
I'm scanning the audience, but I'm wondering, is Bernie Lehman here? No? No? Okay, I'll do the community forest after. So could I please have Linda LaRocque to the stage? She'll be presenting on behalf of TR Cares.
Thanks, Mark. Okay. I have two $500 scholarships to present today. On behalf of TR Cares, I want to extend our heartfelt congratulations on your graduation, and that's for all of you. It's a huge milestone and the beginning of an exciting new chapter in your life. We're thrilled to support you as you take your next step toward your goals. Sorry, I need water. TR Cares is a local organization dedicated to fostering a spirit of volunteerism and giving back to our community. We believe that when people get together to support one another, it strengthens not only us as individuals, but also the entire community. As you move forward, we encourage you to stay connected to your community and continue making a positive impact wherever life takes you. Whether it's through your education, career, or volunteer efforts, your contributions matter. Once again, congratulations. We're very proud of you and excited to see where your journey takes you. We have two. Audrey Hernandez, please. Congratulations. Second one, Jack Smith. There you go. Congratulations.
We still have quite a few to give away. I'll be presenting the rest. So I apologize if you have to shake my hand because it's kind of sweaty. So the first ones I'm going to be awarding are the Community Forest scholarships. There are 3 of them. The first recipient is Amber Hewitt. The second recipient is Holden Mawiney. And the third is to Andrea Hernandez. The next one is a new bursary. It is from the South Peace Crime Prevention Society. And this also goes to Holden Mawiney. Miko Wind has generously promised us scholarships, 2 of them of $1,000 for the next 18 years. This is maybe 17 now that we're in the second year of it. And so we have 2 recipients of $1,000. The first person is Kale Lungard. The second recipient is Trey Stokes. So rather than make him walk all the way across the stage and back, we have 2 from Capital Power to give out, and one of them is going to Trey Stokes. The second one is for Holden Mawiney. So I have the pleasure of also awarding the Peace River South Principals and Vice Principals Association Award. And so this year's recipient is going to Kata Bertrand. We also have a scholarship that we are allowed to award to a student going into healthcare from the Peace Regional District. It is a healthcare high school scholarship in the amount of $1,500, and this year's recipient is Andrea Hernandez. Being a principal has its perks. One of them is the Principal's Award, and this year's recipient is Kale Lungard. So we have some big ones to give out now. So before Kanuma bought Anglo, they were generous to give us some more scholarships for our students this year. So I'm just going to get those envelopes out. There are 4 $5,000 scholarships. There are instructions in here. So the first recipient for one of these $5,000 scholarships goes to Holden Mawiney. The second recipient is Kata Bertrand. The third goes to Amber Hewitt. And the final scholarship is to Kale Lungard. So those are our scholarships for the evening. However, I do need to recognize one more student. He's been up here a couple times. As part of being a school in the north, we have one UNBC scholarship that goes to a graduate each year. The UNBC Scholarship Program recognizes students in Northern BC and the Yukon for outstanding academic achievement. This scholarship takes the form of a waiver of a full 4-year tuition for basically a 4-year degree. This year's recipient is Kale Lundgaard. So that's all the money we're going to hand out tonight. But I'm going to ask Mr. Fox to come to the stage because we do have a few more things to do. And so Mr. Fox, our vice principal, he's going to help me with our leaving certificates this evening. So graduates, just remember, he's going to shake your hand and he's going to move your tassel. Okay?
You're giving the diploma?
I will pass it.
Okay.
The first person is Tristan Bellows. Kada Bertrand. Tanner Caldwell. Did he move? Dane Campbell. Tyler Curry. Kata Faber. Tucker Finley.
Congratulations, Tucker.
Andrea Hernandez. Amber Hewitt. Marshall Hoven. Linnea Gemano. Will Knowlton. Frankie LaRock. Kale Lundgaard. Morgan Mandel. Holden Mawiney.
You don't want to move on? Come on.
Brody Moffett. Matthew Morissette.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Oh, you did it, thank you.
Marcus Robbins. Daniel Sove. Jack Smith. Trey Stokes. Brooke Strang. Dylan Turner. Blake Yurness. And to all our family, friends, and everyone watching online, it is my very absolute pleasure to present the Tumbler Ridge Secondary School graduating class of 2025. Go ahead and throw those hats. They will be exiting the stage, so I just ask that you remain seated.